Okay, this is English 101, Week 12, Part 1. Guys, it is currently November of 2021, and this is the very first video I have ever made for you. All the videos you've seen thus far this semester were made for earlier semesters. I did not think the pandemic would go on this long. And so this is the first video that I'm making for you this term. So hello to my fall of 2021 101 course. This is, yeah, oh boy, I don't even know how to get started on this. I haven't made a video in a while. This video I'm making for you, the lecture this week and next week, are my last online videos before I return to in-person teaching in the spring of 2022. So if you've gotten this far, you have completed Plato. Good job. You should have watched all the if you watched all the lectures leading up to this one, you have completed Plato. You've also written paper 1 and paper 2, and paper 3 comes in, you're going to do soon. Each one of those is due at the end. Paper 1 due at the end of September, paper 2 end of October, paper 3 end of November, and all those 3 papers are about Plato. And then you have your discussion board comments where you watch the lectures and you read along, and then you make comments or ask questions about things I said or the philosopher said, and you do that on the discussion board. And you need 20 substantial posts by December 13th. And if you do that, then you have your A in participation, and those are 4 of your 5 grades in this class. It's paper 1, 2, and 3, and a discussion board. There is one more paper, paper 4. Paper 4 is quite different. Well, it's not quite different, but paper 4 is a little bit different from papers 1, 2, and 3 for a couple of reasons. One, you'll only have like a window of a couple of days to write it. You'll have like, they'll tell me the exact date soon, but you'll have a window of like 3 days or something to write it. Now you can start it, walk away, come back 6 hours later, work on it some more. It doesn't have to be done like in an hour and 20 minutes or whatever. It's not that stressful. But it is less time than you've had to work on a paper before. Also, you will not have a chance to do a second draft of paper 4. Paper 4 is you got to get it done, and it's one draft. And if you do a good job on paper 4, I will give you an A on that paper, no problem. Because the reason I don't give people A's on first drafts is because I'm trying to encourage them to do a second draft. I'm not a psychopath. I'm just trying to show them that, I'm trying to show people that A work requires multiple drafts. But on paper 4, because I know there's only one draft and you can't do a second draft, I will give you an A on your first draft of paper 4, because it's not like paper 1, 2, and 3. You only got one shot at it. The other thing and there's something I've kept similar. I did this on purpose to make the papers more similar. Just like paper 1 and 2, you will be given 3 options to write about. And you will pick one of the 3 options and you will write about it. So I wanted to get you used to that idea of here are 3 options, select one and write an essay on it. And so paper 1 and 2 each had 3 options for that reason. Cool, okay. The final thing that makes paper 4 different. This is what and by the way, just to be clear, paper 4 isn't, I said it was different, but it's the same thing, because it's all the same skills that you've been using in this class, right? So just like the other, just like you're gonna have 3 options to write about, you're gonna pick one of them. Every paragraph you write needs to tie back into, it's asking you a question, it's asking your opinion on something, and every paragraph you write will have to connect somehow to that opinion. Just like paper 1, 2, and 3, you are going to quote, you're going to give your opinion with reasons and examples. By the way, I forgot to say this, but you probably know this already because you've heard me say it 100 times, but on the discussion board, a substantial comment is a comment that has your opinion followed by reasons and examples. So just like papers 1, 2, and 3, you're going to answer the question you've been asked. Just like paper 1, 2, and 3, you're going to give me reasons and examples to back it up. Just like paper 1, 2, and 3, you're going to quote people, philosophers, experts in your paper. In paper 1 and 2, you quoted Plato. In paper 3, you're going to quote Plato and, some other people that you found on your own. In paper 4, just like those papers, you're again going to quote people. You will be given what to quote. So you don't have to go, paper 4 is not a research paper. You don't have to go hunting for sources on your own. You don't have to do a bunch of internet research for paper 4. I'm going to give you the 2 essays you have to quote somewhere in paper 4. Now, when I say quote, I mean quote, put it in your own words, put it in your own words, give me an example to explain what the person's talking about, give your opinion on the quote, that kind of all the same stuff we've been doing all semester long. This class is pretty simple. You just practice. It's like a skill. You just practice it over and over and over again. Okay, so and just like paper 1, 2, and 3, you could add a whole paragraph or two where you're considering objections, where you say, well, people might disagree with what I've said so far. Here's what they would say, blah, blah, blah. Here are their reasons and examples and opinions. Then you can say, these people are wrong, because then you can explain what's wrong with those people who you imagined disagreeing with you. It's really the same. Very simple paper. Same thing as before. What's different about paper 4? What's different about paper 4 is really, I didn't pick the readings. I picked Plato. I was the one. If you don't like Plato, it's my fault. If you don't like these things, it's the English department's fault. Because paper 4, when you take different 101 courses, the professor gets to... The only rules with 101 is you're supposed to teach students how to write academic essays. I did that because I taught you how to quote, I taught you what's worth quoting, I taught you how to discuss quotes, how to give your opinion, reasons, examples, all that stuff. So you just have to teach students that, but the professors get to pick what they're writing about. So I picked Plato, but somebody else might have picked the New York Times every day. But for paper 4, the English department has the idea, what if every section of 101, and there are like 100+ sections of 101. What if every section of 101 had to write about the same thing for paper 4? And so they have selected 2 essays for you. And those essays, if you found this lecture, it is in the Unit 4 folder. The 2 essays that the English department has picked for paper 4 to be about, because paper 4 is not about Plato. Don't quote Plato in paper 4. You don't need Plato for paper 4. The 2 essays that have been selected by the English department for paper 4 are in the Unit 4 folder. So if you click on Unit, you've already clicked on the Unit 4 folder if you're even watching this. So in that folder are the 2 essays you will need to read and quote. And these are 2 essays that I'm going to be talking about this week and next week. They're not long. One of them's 5 pages, one of them's 4 pages. Actually, it's less than that. One of them is 4.5 pages, and the other one is 3.5 pages. That's not bad. That's not bad. Considering you read a 20,000-word book of philosophy, I think you can handle a 4.5-page essay and a 3.5-page essay, which were written way more recently than Plato, who was alive before Christ. So it should be pretty easy. You can handle this. You're gonna read those 2 essays, and I'm gonna go over them with you in these videos. This week I'm gonna go over the essay by Fromm. And next week, I'm going to go over the essay by Roderick. Okay, cool. And that's the plan for this week and next week. And then we're done. That's it. You're all done. The semester's going to end a little early. You're going to feel like, well, shit, this ended early. It's because I ignored all the holidays. Normally, teachers would maybe say, oh, it's a holiday this week, I'm not posting, or, take this week off or whatever. I didn't do that. The disadvantage is you had something to do every week, no matter if there was a holiday or not. The advantage is semester's over early, so if you've fallen behind, the semester's going to end end of November, and you'll have 3 weeks to catch up if you've fallen behind, and I bet you a lot of you have fallen behind. So that's the plan. This week I'm going to go over the Fromm, and next week I'm going to go over the Roderick, and then you will be all set to take paper 4 in mid-December. And don't forget, you also have paper 3, which is due end of November. Paper 3 is just like paper 1 and 2, except in addition to doing all the things you did for paper 1 and 2, you will also find things worth quoting that are related to the point you're making and quote them. And if you want to know how to do that, that's what the week 8 lecture was all about. I'd also just like to take this opportunity to say that I wish I could meet you all in person. I'll be back spring of 2021. I'll be at 2022, spring of 2022. I'll be back in person. You could swing by my office and say hello. You could register for my English 201 class. I think you should. It's going to be, you know what I'm like. If you like me, take English 201. If you don't like me, please stay away from my 201 class, because it's going to be more of this. You thought Shakespeare is bad. Wait till I make you do Kafka. You thought Plato was bad. Wait till I make you do Kafka and Shakespeare. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video as we get started on Erich Fromm's essay, which is called Disobedience as a Psychological and Moral Problem. It's more fun than it sounds. All right, I'll see you soon.